So, this is a very random video, but here's my car, my Veloster, and of course, buy cheap things, get cheap things. So this cheap luxury vehicle has the AC problem that everybody on the internet has. I'm gonna try to fix it, like some other people I've seen on the internet. I don't know if I will be successful, but if not, then you have to replace this entire assembly right here. And it's completely retarded. It's very stupid, because you could just replace this piece. Oh, my blinker's on. You could just replace this piece, but they don't sell it. You can't find it anywhere. So, you know, and if you wanted to, you could buy this assembly, you know, I'm sure from a junkyard, but you'd still be paying, you know, a lot. So, this, everywhere I've seen is like $150, $200 plus dollars. So what I'm going to try to do is fiddle with this, see if I can get it working again. But yeah, this is what's going on. Okay, not a few seconds later, I unscrew this, and this is what we have, this interesting problem. So what's going on here is you got some heat that's too hot in here. It's a fire hazard, but it gets too hot, and then it starts melting crap, and then things stop working. So yeah, and I fiddle with it, and it sometimes turns on, but there's a component in here that is these pins apparently not touching the part they're supposed to be touching. So I'm going to try to get it working, and yeah, but here we have a little burnt section. Alright, so I really did try to get this out of here, and it will not come out, and I don't want to damage anything too much. I'm trying to keep it, you know, safe. So the whole point is to try and not spend $200 today. So I just decided to leave this in, pry this off, which is not necessarily as hard as I thought it was going to be. So yeah. So now I'm going to try and screw this off and then take a look inside, see if we can fix anything. We have a lot of buildup from melting crap in here, and in here I don't know, but we're going to see if we can make it work. So. Okay, so I've disassembled the switch, and right here, this is what I got. So let me open this door a little more, some light. So what we have is, this is the inside of the switch. Now, this side faces up and plugs in, and so you see this little knob right there, that little thing, it actually spins like this, like that, and it goes into here. So it goes in there, and you move it with that. And so on this side, we have this part that sits up on top of this, and it pushes against this piece of metal right here. And that piece of metal is pushed by the spring, and what used to be probably a piece of plastic that locked into the center of this thing. And you have these little indentions right here. You see those, how they're off the piece of metal a little bit? Those contact this metal and create this complete circuit. Now it moves around like that. So what happened is all this melting and crap from this piece of crap, you know, their piece of crap stuff that they're making has melted this, and now it doesn't work no more. So I'm going to try and get rid of this wear with my knife and see if I can bend these metal prongs back, and hopefully we get contact, and hopefully I can get this thing to work again. But my biggest concern as well is being able to get it to where I can control this piece of metal again, because you know, today I had to drive home. It was so dang hot, but I had to drive home, couldn't get it working because they weren't contacting anymore. But when I wiggle it a good amount, sometimes it goes on 1, sometimes it goes on 4, sometimes it goes on 2. You never know what you're going to get. You have to fiddle with it. And the reason is because this thing is spinning freely, and when I'm turning the dial, I might be able to get it to connect on one of the settings. So that's what I'm going to try to fix right now. So I don't know how I'm going to get the control of this, but I might just be able to keep it from turning off. I don't know. So okay, new update. So I just found something new. Every time I find something new, I'm going to tell you guys. so you can know about this too, since obviously Hyundai wants you to pay out your booty hole to fix the stupidest, simplest problems that they have been perpetuating for years. I went online, I found these forums and stuff, and people talking about the same problem. This is a 2012 model. They've been having the same problem up to at least 2015 from what I've seen. I don't know who else has had more problems since then. But that's 5 years of making this vehicle and they haven't fixed this problem. That's just absolutely ridiculous. So, but you know, you deal with what you gotta deal with car manufacturers. So what I found is that if you look closely, I'm gonna hold it up so it's vertical, okay? Or what you're gonna be looking at. So you see that on top where my finger is, there's a little notch. And then on bottom, there's a wider notch where they're like melted, right? Well, on this top corresponds with this tiny side right here, that, okay? And the fat side on the bottom, as you can see, is corresponding with the opposite side right here on that side. So you have that, and you have that corresponding with that and that down there. So I hope that makes sense to you, and now you know where this is supposed to be positioned on this little thing, because that's kind of important if you want to be putting this back together. So yeah. Okay, so I got some things plugged in. I don't know if you can hear me from the air coming out of the vents, but there's air coming out of the vents, so yay! All right, if you look at this, I have it like that. If I turn a little, see how it just went down? That's off. Almost. You can still hear it coming out. But watch this. See that? It's still fidgety, but it's actually working now. The only problem is I can't really control it. And when this stuff melts again, it's going to start getting, you know, jiggly and not touching anymore. So this is just a really temporary fix. I'm gonna fix this as soon as I can because I cannot stand the hot weather down in Florida. So, yep, that's what we got so far. Okay, people, if you can hear that, that is the air. I tried to clean it up the best I could, but it's pretty much the way that I showed you a few seconds ago. You know, I just tried to clean it up a little bit more, see if I could make the contact better and stay in place better. So you can see that it kind of goes through the cycle a little bit, but if I go too far, well, see, it's kind of fidgety, but it still works. So that's all that matters for right now, because I cannot drive in this weather. It's way, 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 way too hot. So thank you for watching this video. I hope this helps somebody. Unfortunately, if it's damaged the way that you saw, you're basically gonna have to buy a new one, and fiddling with it is just gonna buy you some time. So, and honestly, you probably shouldn't leave it like that for very long, because as you can see, it's been melting, and where things melt in electrical, things catch on fire. And when your car catches on fire, it is jump out. That's what it is, because you're not going to put out an electrical fire in your car. So thank you for watching. That's been fixing the AC in my Veloster temporarily.